everybody. Welcome to today's show. I know it's been a while since I've done a little episode with Cooking with Rosa, but I am getting back on that horse. And today we're going to make two things. We're going to make a salmon that we're going to roast in the oven. And then what I'd like to do is put it on top of some orzo rice, or orzo pasta that has been sauteed with some spinach and mushrooms. I've got some different things here. So I've got some baby spinach, shallots, and some mushrooms, right? Got the orzo pasta, and I've also got some beautiful salmon. So that's what we're going to do today. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by making the orzo pasta. So I'm going to boil this pasta in a mixture of water and chicken stock. That way it gives it a little bit of extra flavor into your pasta. It'll seep it in there, which will be good, and it'll add a little bit of a depth into your pasta. Now, as my water is boiling for the orzo pasta, I'm going to start with cutting up some shallots. So these are a form of onion, and it'll give you a little bit of a milder taste of onion, which is nice. So I like to use this for elevated dishes that have to do with maybe steak, sauces for the steak, things of that nature. So I'm going to use this for that. We'll get rid of this stuff here. Now, if you're not familiar with cutting, let's see if we can see this here. You really want to make sure that your hands are not in the way of your knife. So if you can kind of hold your knife like this, that'll keep your fingers here from getting, I'm so sorry about my dogs. They're always got to bark at the wrong time. Anyways, so therefore it'll keep your fingers intact. And then also on this side, you want to kind of hold it like this, and that's to also help you guide it, but then keep those fingers out of the way. So I'm just going to go ahead and slice these up very thin. And then after I've got these sliced up, I'm going to just go ahead and make them like minced, like very thin. Okay, so we got this here. There you go. So, thin little shallots. Or as my friend Gordon Ramsay would say, shallots. I'm just kidding. He's not my friend. But I wouldn't mind having him as a friend. I'd learn a lot. Okay, we'll just put a little bit in. I'm just putting maybe about half of the shallot into the into the pan. And if you have sensitive eyes like I do, oh my gosh, I can already feel my eyes watering. One of the things with that I learned, I think it's true, is if your eyes start to water right away, that just shows how fresh the product is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get some oil in this pan, and we're going to saute that. Okay, so now I've got my shallots in here with the fire, and I'm going to add in some salt. Okay, not too much, because we want to make sure we kind of control some of that. And then I'm also going to add some pepper into this as well. Some black pepper. Okay, I'll just leave these seasonings out because I might need some more. Now also over here, I have my water bouillon mixture starting to boil. So I'm going to put in the orzo pasta. Now this here is a pound. I think for this today, I'm only going to put half a pound in. Yeah, that should be good. If I can open it. Get my trusty kitchen shears. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and put in the orzo pasta. Oh, forget it. I'll just put all of it in. Okay. There we go. So we're going to let that simmer. I did not put any salt in this because the chicken bouillon, or chicken stock I should say, already has salt in it, so I don't want it to overpower. So I'll wait till later to see how it's setting up. And then here with my shallots, okay, I don't want this to burn, so I am putting this a little lower. This is a power burner, so it does kind of start to cook up quite fast. Now to this, I'm going to add my mushrooms. The mushrooms that I got, these are cremini mushrooms. I like them. The white ones are good too, the normal button mushrooms, but these, which are ready to use, and I'm probably putting too much mushrooms in this, but I'll probably leave some out. I like to eat them separate. So we're going to let this simmer, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add some butter in it too. So you've got a little bit of the olive oil that's in here. I put in maybe like a few tablespoons, and then I'm going to add in some butter to this. I am using salted butter. So let's get some of that in. Let's see how much I need. I'm going to just lay off on that and see how that does. I might need to add a little bit more. I might need to add just a little bit more of the olive oil, but we're going to let that go here. Okay. Now while my mushrooms are sauteing and my orzo pasta is boiling, I'm taking my salmon, my beautiful salmon fillets. I've just kind of brushed them with some olive oil, and now I'm going to go ahead and put some seasonings. We'll put some ground pepper. Okay. Unfortunately, my husband put the coarser pepper in here, so not as many come out at the same time. I like the fine pepper. You can use whatever you want. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of salt. Okay. Just putting on the front. And you know what? I think I'm going to add maybe some powdered garlic. I'm going to add some onion powder. So we'll add some of this. I don't use this all the time, but I feel adventurous today. And we're going to use some powdered garlic. Yeah, I'm a smeller, as you can see. I like to smell my ingredients. I like to smell my food. I think it's part of the entire experience. Okay, and then just to give it a little bit of kick, I'm going to put some Cajun seasoning. I think this would be kind of fun. Because later on, I am going to be serving it with a sauce on top. Just a simple light cream sauce. But I am going to put some lemon to it. And this here, the spice, like the Cajun, when you have that and you got some butter, it tastes really good. So I have my oven that is preheating to 350. And as soon as that's ready, then I'll be sticking this in the oven. Okay, I'm halfway through the cooking process. This is about done. The pasta's done. I'm going to change this to now, let's see, broil. There we go. Because I want the top of the salmon to have some nice crispiness. So I just changed it to broil. So we'll let that go a little bit longer, and then we'll check the temperature inside. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and strain the orzo pasta, and we're going to mix it in. Okay, so I've gone ahead and strained the orzo. I did rinse it a little bit because I didn't want all that starch to be a part of this. So, all right, I know I made probably too much, so I'm just going to put in, let's see, let's try half. Let's see how it does. Let's see. I'm going to mix this up here. Oh, if you wanted it to be a little spicy, you could put a little bit of red pepper seeds. That's another good thing you could do. Let's see how it is here. I always have that habit. I make too much pasta. So let's see how this looks. Whoops. I just dropped a bunch. Whoops. Okay, could probably put a little bit more. Okay. So now I'm going to turn back on the oven because I want to like saute it a little bit. And in the meantime, I'm going to get my little temperature gauge. I'm going to check out the salmon, see how they are doing. So you want it about 130, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this thermometer into the thickest part. Let's see. We'll see where it registers. 120, 121. Okay, let's try this one. You know, and I can actually feel, when you can feel that the fish has got some firmness to it, then you know it's done. This is done. So I'm going to shut this off. Let's move this out of the way. And let me let my salmon rest for a minute while I finish off the orzo pasta. So here's the salmon. Look how beautiful. Now, when you don't overcook it, or you let it cook in a nice even temperature, not too fast at one time, you won't get those white, that white kind of milky stuff on the edges of it. You won't get that as often. It has something to do with the chemicals of it. I don't really know all of it, but I remember reading some of it. Okay, so now I'm going to finish off this orzo. I'm going to throw in a little bit of cream and some lemon. So let me grab that from my fridge. Okay, so I got some heavy whipping cream. I'm going to throw a little bit of that in here. Whoops. Okay, not too much. And we'll let that saute. Oh, here's my spoon, my trusty spoon. Okay, as you can see, it's starting to get a little creamy. If you want to give it some light and airy kind of flavor, like almost like summertime fresh, you can throw in some lemon zest, a little bit of lemon juice, which I am going to do. But first, let me just lower this here, and I want to taste that. You should always be tasting your food. So let's just see how that is. Delicious. Okay. I forgot about the Parmesan cheese, so let me get that. Today, my family's in for a treat because I got the imported Parmesan cheese. And yes, there's a difference between this and Kraft. So we're going to throw some of this in here. Good handful. All right, let's mix that about. I think that should be good. Okay. In fact, I'm going to turn off the heat and just let that finish up. We want to keep it creamy, and then I want to throw in a little bit of that lemon. I'm going to probably be making this for Easter. My brother-in-law does not care for lemons, so I won't be putting lemon in here. But it's a great variation. So let me just taste this again. Should be all right. Oh, it's good like that. Maybe I won't put lemon juice in there. I'll just put it on the salmon. Okay, I'm just going to put it on the salmon. So, obviously I don't want any of these seeds, so I'm just going to grab some of it just to put a little bit on here. And then we're going to plate this baby up. Okay? All right. Okay, we're going to plate. Okay, so we're ready to plate this up. So, I got my plate. Let's see. And what I want to do is add some of that orzo. I want to start with that on the plate. Okay. Make a nice little bed of it. That should be good. Okay. And of course, presentation is everything. So get my trusty little thing here. Wipe this up. Okay. And then we're going to add, I want to add just a little sprinkle of Parmesan cheese to that. Just a tiny bit, just to finish it off. Just a tiny bit. Okay. And then we'll take the salmon. So we'll take a nice piece of salmon. And we are going to lay this right on top. There we go. Just like that. And then I got my little microplane. I want to give some of that fresh summery feel. So I'm going to just, and yes, this is a washed lemon. So I'm just going to throw some of that on top. Make sure you don't get down to the rind because then it'll be bitter. Okay, so you don't want to do that. But this is simply just a little bit of freshness. Okay, and then, yes, I made a little mess again. So let's just get some of this out. So we clean it up. Okay, and then put a little bit more right on top. All right. And last but not least, we'll throw in a couple sprigs of parsley. So let me just cut this up here. Just a few. Nothing much, just really as a garnish. Okay. There we go. And that, my friends, is my salmon with orzo pasta. The orzo pasta, again, was cooked with chicken stock and water, so I mixed it. Oh, my dogs. And then I have mushrooms and spinach in there, and then I baked for the first half the salmon, and then I finished that off as a broil. On top for seasoning, I put garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of Cajun seasoning. So now we're going to take a bite of this and check it out. Okay, we're going to taste this. I'm excited. All right, let's go ahead and first try the salmon. Okay, bon appetit. Very flavorful, not overdone. I probably could have taken it out a little bit sooner. Like maybe tried to go for a 128 as the temperature. Then when it comes out, let it sit for a little bit and it'll finish cooking. But it's still really good. It's not overly, it's not like it's very tender. So it's still good. I'm gonna try the orzo. That little pop from the lemon is so good. The lemon rinds I'm talking about. So it's not overpowering, but it's got that hint. Obviously together it'd be great. All right, guys. Well, that's my lemon dish. So thanks for watching my video today. All right. So my husband just came home and I want him to try this, the salmon. So this is the salmon pasta orzo. Here, go ahead and try it.
Okay.
The salmon was seasoned with garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of Cajun to give it a little kick. And then the orzo pasta was boiled. Nice. Was boiled with some chicken stock, and then I sauteed shallots and mushrooms and spinach. And then while that was done, then I put a little bit of cream and some Parmesan cheese. Eat it together.
Really good.
Eat it together. Like have a piece.
I like separate.
Okay. So you like it?
It was amazing.
Yeah. So I'm making this orzo pasta for Easter. And then I did take my microplane and I kind of just grated the lemon, the rind of the lemon, so that it could give it a little freshness at the end.
You did good, babe.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, well, I got it
I wish
approved.
I could have it.
You can have it. I have two other pieces.
It's very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, we'll see you in another show.
Amazing.
Goodbye.